Howdy, everybody. It is Wednesday, the year of our Lord, August 14th, 24. This is our first
Yeah.
area of the week. So hopefully you guys are following along on the channel. We post this stuff in advance, and Todd and I right now we're trying the two commentaries per week thing. Right now we're doing Wednesdays at 8:30 Central Time and Fridays at 10:30 Central Time. And while we've been doing the polls, and we're going to keep doing the polls next week, this week was a little different. In celebration of Alien Romulus coming out tomorrow. If you're listening to this live, it's tomorrow. I wanted to do an alien flick, and not just any alien flick. I wanted to do one that I think is kind of the bastard stepchild, it feels like. Um, I think it's a little underappreciated. We'll get into all that, but so for the sake of this and the new Alien movie coming out, I delegated this film. Same thing with Friday's film. I'll go ahead and promote it right now. We're doing the long-awaited Haunted Ween. I have been talking about this dang movie for 13 years on these podcasts, and we're finally going to do it. Amazingly bad, good, however you look at it, shot on video film that was made in Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
We'll get the polls next week, but yeah, I actually really wanted to see Haunted Ween as well, so I was all for that one.
Is that on YouTube?
Yes, that's on YouTube.
That one's on YouTube and no ads. So you
Yeah.
guys will be able to watch along, no problem with that one in a couple of days.
Yeah.
But this one, it's Disney, communist. You know, they're going to do what they do. You can't find this movie anywhere streaming. It's not on archive.org. If you got Disney or Hulu, it's there. It's going to have ads if you don't have premium, but it's the best we could do, honestly. You could be as bad as I got, where I had to buy this damn movie again. For this podcast, I paid $10 digitally for this stupid movie, even though I own about 20 damn copies of this thing. I've had this film on VHS, DVD, a DVD box set, a Blu-ray box set. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 copies of this movie. I'm not even shitting you.
At least you can watch it on your phone in your bed, dude. I mean,
with my TV right there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to stay at my little phone. I got my TV there. But anyway, yeah. Look, reader comments. We got Blaine here. Blaine saying he loves the polls, and you could chime in just like Blaine here by tuning in live. Otherwise, they're going up the following week. So, and if you're watching this after the live recording has been done, then Haunted Ween is already out. Or wait, no. If you're watching this when this drops for everybody else, you are able to watch what I think is the best commentary we've ever done, which is the Zombie Fulci commentary.
it is. It's fantastic.
It's if you're watching live, it's going up Saturday, but it's already out if you're not watching live. And it is so good. It turned out so great. And I put a lot of work in the edit and had a lot of fun doing it. So hopefully you guys dig it. And if you do, I'm going to keep upping my game in that department. Hold on. Ishmael, don't tell me you downloaded it. Oh, just download it to the chip in your brain and project it from there, 2035. I thought you were going to say, what are you talking about? I downloaded it from here. I was going to go, no!
You'll probably want to get a lobotomy afterwards, after he watches it.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink. All right. So without further ado, let's start this flick. And like I said, hopefully you got a copy. If you're watching your Blu-ray or DVD copy, or if you got Disney Plus or Hulu, I'm queued up right before the 20th Century Fox logo comes in.
Yeah,
right.
I'm pretty much right when it's starting here in 20th Century.
All right, so we're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, play. Hell yeah! So.
Rivermen and Aaron sleep but to face and nuts to butts, 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 nuts to butts.
Hey, your mic's kind of.
What's wrong with my mic?
Oh, now you're good. I don't know what
happened. Is it
because
I was messing with it?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know what to. Come on, man! Don't interrupt my flow again. Jeez.
Well, if we can't hear the flow, I couldn't hear what you're saying.
All right. Anyway. From
just
the top,
easing the tension, baby.
Well, ease it on somebody else, and then we talk about my fucking movie. So Alien Resurrection released in 97. So it should be noted that we're watching the theatrical version. There is a special edition of this. It's AKA producer's cut, director's cut. I don't really know whose cut it is, but it's about 10 minutes longer. And I don't know if it really adds much I think the theatrical version is fine. I know it's got a different intro that's a little jarring. It doesn't add anything to it, and it extends the ending when they arrive to planet Earth, and it kind of lets you see like the state of Earth. I don't think it adds anything incredible, so I'm totally happy with the theatrical version. Anyway, like I was saying before, Todd, I guess he said he never seen it, but after you watched the DVD copy, you're like, "Oh,
I've
I have seen this."
I've seen it. Yeah, I
And
seen
you're
it on
like
cable or something years
and you're
ago.
like, "Oh, I remember why I hate this fucking movie."
Yes, pretty much. Piece of shit.
So how'd you have a DVD if you didn't,
So I acquired a bunch of lots of DVDs. Like somebody was like
okay.
getting rid of a bunch of shit, so I had it in a lot. So I just held on to it, and I popped it in. I was like, oh shit, I do have this on DVD. So
Nice.
yeah,
Well, I
check it
mean,
out.
I kinda wanna do like Goat because I think when Goat does his commentaries, he literally just pops them into the TV. I need some kinda setup. I wish I had some little portable monitor I could put here that I don't want like a giant fucking console TV on my desk, but something like that where I could play because my I could actually play my, even DVDs would be fine, but, anyway, you'll notice with this flick, you always get the producer credits for Walter Hill. You always get the shout out based on characters written by Dan O'Bannon. All those guys are going to perpetually get credit. This one doesn't have there's no producer credits for James Cameron or Ridley Scott. Starting with Prometheus, I'm pretty sure. Maybe AVP, I don't recall. He was always getting producer credits. So at some point he came back on board. But I don't know what Todd's deal is, but I think this movie's got a great story. And so it's got a great intro scene here. We start off, it's way in the distant future, as if we're not always in the future. This is like really, really deep in the future. We get the stark image of a nude young Ripley in a test tube. And I have to tell Todd, if he is not familiar with 3, this movie is a direct continuation of 3.
Yeah, no, I've seen three, but just three is just I don't know. This one just hits you over the head with Ripley, where it's like she's annoying as hell. I mean,
But it's
especially like I mean, just so many dumb scenes in this film.
no, but that's what's so great about it.
I
I love
see,
it. I
and
think
maybe
it's
if I grew up with it more, I would appreciate it
I
more. But
think first of all, it's got a 90s stink to it. It reminds me of all the movies that came out around 97, Event Horizon, you know,
I like Event Horizon.
this movie's better than Event Horizon. Hot
I
take.
no, it's not. No, it's
It
not.
it it, it
No,
is.
no way. No.
But it's got that late mid to late 90s vibe about it. Everything down to the coloring and the cast and but the flick itself, I think the story is great. It's a continuation of part 3. Basically, it jumps right into it. At the end of 3, Ripley sacrificed herself. She even down to like I think she was even doing like the Jesus Christ
Yeah,
pose
yeah,
going down, but she was carrying the queen. So 3 being a direct continuation off the second one, she escaped off the colony planet with Reese and Newt, and there was an alien on board. The alien on board killed Reese and it killed Newt. Why do I keep calling him Kyle Reese? It killed Hicks, same guy, and Newt. But it had impregnated her. And so during the whole film of 3, the alien won't touch her. There's that famous scene where she's up against the wall and it's just like
yeah.
sniffing her face. It's
Iconic.
because
Yeah,
it knows that it has the queen inside of her, and which is obviously valuable to their race, so it doesn't hurt her. So anyway, that movie ends with Whalen Utani and everything, and then coming to try and fetch her, and she kills herself with the queen. Yada yada yada. So these guys went to that planet. They paid the pirates to do it or something. They don't really explain who got it, but these guys obtained blood samples from that planet, that prison site, and they've been cloning her. This is a this I don't know. Is this a the timeline's so confusing on a lot of these. I don't know.
this
Is
is
this a
th-
few
this is
hundred years later?
200 years.
200
Yeah,
years later after
yeah.
3. So they've cloned her, and that's where we're at. And the only purpose of cloning her is, of course, somebody wants that alien, and they're cloning her so they can remove the alien that was growing inside of her. But to me, I think it stands alone. I think it's got this interesting vibe about it. I just kind of look at it as Kind of like a comic book movie. Like, I don't take it too seriously. I think you can easily just not consider it canon and have a good time with it. But I don't see what's to not like about it. It's pretty much action the whole way through. I think it's got a great pace. I don't think it wastes your
It's
time at
action, but
all.
it's not scary. That's the whole thing. Like Alien peaked after the first Alien. Like I like Aliens, but Alien I think is the best out of the series.
I mean, I agree as well, but it doesn't mean I look at this movie kind of like the Hellraiser series, which by the way, this reminds me of Hellraiser Bloodlines. They came out around the same time, similar time frame, and it's even got that same like mid 90s stink about it. And I know all the Alien movies are in space, but this just seems like all those in space sequels. Like I don't know why it reminds me of Leprechaun in space and Hellraiser in space, even though it's Alien in space. There's just something about it, but I really like it. I don't think there's another film in the series that captures the tone of this one. This one, keeping tradition, this one had a different director, right? The first one, Ridley Scott, James Cameron did the second one, and you had David Fincher famously disowning the third one. And this one was by Jean-Pierre Joannet. I don't know if they said that name right, but he's a French director. And I think I didn't look it up recently, but I think I looked him up one time, and I don't really think he did much of anything else after
No,
this.
no,
He
I
didn't
don't
do
think so.
anything else of note after this. But I
His
don't know,
career
man.
ended, man.
I think it's a wild movie. I love it. I don't think there's anything to harp about with the story. The story is really cool. It's really fluid. It's easy to understand. And so and this one is interesting because there is no Wayland Utani Corp. There's no corporation. This is the only flick I think where the corporation's not in this. This is literally like the army or the military
Yeah,
or something. I don't,
military. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just I don't know if they're US. I don't really think it's so far in
No,
the future. I don't
just
know what
military
allegiance they
something.
have.
Yeah.
And we don't really know. So when we're talking about WY and the corporation of the previous films, their stuff is always about money making and it probably to sell for war weapons or whatever that it's unclear what they want it for. They make mention of like, oh, there's so many possibilities, like cures for cancer, and we could study it, blah, 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 blah. But regardless, they want the alien. And look, you got Brad Dourif, dude. This has got a who's who of 90s.
Yeah.
Hey, it's that guy.
Well, you have some solid actors, and then you have some shit actors.
Look, it doesn't matter. I think, okay, so I'm going to say something that's interesting. More so than not the first. Okay, the first one obviously has a great cast, a great characters. The second one has great characters. This movie is right up there with good characters because you have these movies like Prometheus and Covenant, shit characters, absolute dog shit characters. You don't remember any of them. All of these characters are so animated and
And
so
that's what's
unique.
terrible. I mean,
No,
General
what?
Perez, dude, he is no.
No, you know what?
He's a freaking goofball, dude.
I
You can't even take it
I
seriously.
think this movie has just enough ham, but it
No,
doesn't go
it's all
overboard.
ham, dude. I mean, just remember the basketball scene. That is the worst scene ever, dude.
Blaine, we're at 922 right now, man. 923, 924. No, but I love it. I don't think it goes overboard. I think the action is great. I think the Xenomorphs look awesome in this movie. I think they look fantastic. They're like extra deep black and they're extra sweaty, dude. I don't know what it is about it, but I love the idea. I love the way this movie looks. I don't care what anybody says, but the cast, you know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the Kenner toy line, a movie version. Like, hey, let's make a movie of the Kenner toy line. Like the characters they look like they're like action figures. Ron Perlman looks like he jumped out of a cartoon. You got
He is not. I mean, Ron Perlman shouldn't be in this movie.
you're absolutely wrong. Look how cool that queen looks, man. You got Christie with like the guns out of his hands. They
Ugh.
look like action figures, man. Let's see. Gamer guy, the video game went through an interesting development. It started as a top-down shooter, became a Tomb Raider clone that came out as a survival horror FPS. And it's actually regarded as being, yeah, he beat me to it. It was one of the earliest FPSs to use dual analog setup. Yeah, it predates
Oh, that was
Halo.
the PS1, right? That was one of
Yep.
the launch games for
Yeah.
PS1.
I don't know if it's a launch game, but it predates Halo with using both dual analog sticks, which is how all games play now, all shooters. But Anyway, yeah, Blaine, it reminds us of the basketball scene in Escape from LA. That's another movie, 97. It's kind of got that 1997 product of its time. But basically, so they cloned her. It was a successful clone, and they were able to extract the alien. So that's all they wanted. And that's even what the General Perez was saying. Like, what do we do? We got the creme de la creme here, looking at the glass. That's what we wanted. Like, why do we have her? But she's just sort of a bonus. They're gonna keep her because they're interested in, whatever. Obviously, she's got to be around for the movie to kill everybody. But I think Brad Dourif's great in this. You don't like Brad Dourif, dude? He's
No,
like
he's the best part of the movie, I think.
Dr. Frankenstein here. He's
Yeah.
like, I love it. What a beautiful little baby.
He's the only redeeming thing about this film. I think Ishmael hit the nail on the head here.
Okay, so no. Total Sci-Fi Channel flick. I was actually that's actually a note I took. Is that it's a Sci-Fi Channel movie with a budget. It's got more of a budget than those movies, but it does kind of have that vibe, doesn't it? It's kind
Absolutely
of,
does.
but in a good way. It does everything right, man.
Ugh.
Yeah,
This is a bad comment here. Oh no, Ron Perlman he's cringe as hell in this movie, man.
yeah, no. Don't you just want to come tribute his big chin, dude? That's a giant fucking chin. Wouldn't you hate for him to take a bite out of you, dude? God, ruin your day.
I mean, I like Ron Perlman and a lot of stuff, but
He's awesome, dude. He's the comic relief in this. I love it. Like, to think I almost fucked you. It's like, and I almost fucked you. Like, it's just all these things he says are so stupid, and I really like it. Gamer guy, I forgot how over the top Resurrection gets.
yes.
I don't think it takes it too far, man. I don't think it takes it too far. I think it hits the tone just right. And I actually think this movie, pound for pound, is more fun than Alien 3.
You're crazy.
Alien 3, it's got a similar vibe. It fits more with the first two. Like that, it feels like more like a trilogy than this one. This one kind of feels like it's like that Marvel Disney show, the What If series. This is kind of like a what if series. Like, what if they did this to Ripley after the events of 3? That's kind of what it reminds me of, but I just see it as like a fun time. So we have the Betty here. It's got 6 crew members. These guys are space pirates. You got Ron Perlman, I think, is playing a game. This is supposed to be a game hundreds of years in the future. Look at that graphics, dude. That's
fantastic,
so great,
man.
And then you got Michael Wincott. I might have been mistaken. Well, Michael Wincott is a great character actor.
He is good. I mean, he's great in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
He's the bad guy in The Crow, and he is one of the bad guys in Three Musketeers.
Welcome home, Robin.
Yeah, he's incredible. And this guy is on like NCIS.
Yeah.
He was back in the day, but and then you got Winona Ryder. She was kind of the added star power for this flick.
I mean, I know they had to add her, but she's terrible.
You think? Yeah, you know what's funny is she's not a good actor.
No.
Isn't it funny? Like, she's really not a great actress.
Well, she was a piece of, she was good looking. That's why they probably cast her in a lot of these films.
Yeah, I don't know. She's not a great actress. I will say that she is seeming like she's phoning this whole thing in, but it doesn't bother me. You got the cripple guy, right? The guy in the wheelchair. So everybody's got a very unique, look about him, character. I mean, it doesn't bother me. Like, you could ask all day long why they would have this guy. He's the mechanic of the group. But like, other than that,
he's a bad. I mean, Winona Ryder is just so out of place in this film.
You got to have a droid, though. Every movie, you got to have a droid. And she's important to move along the plot because they need her later, right? To take control of the ship's AI, which in this is called Father, not Mother, which is funny because coincidence. It's like a happy coincidence because none of these ships are related to each other because Mother was the original. I think Ron Perlman's awesome. He's kind of the antagonist of the group. He picks on he just threw a knife on the guy's leg. What an asshole. And he's the chauvinistic pig,
cornball, dude.
Chauvinistic pig, say like the Winona Ryder thing. He, like he said, the sexual line to her, and obviously he hits on Ripley, which is funny. But Michael Wincott, it's too bad. He's like the first of the crew to go, and it's really a shame because he's great. But it makes sense too because the second he dies, Ripley takes over the group because
Mhm.
that's when she shows up as part of the group. And so you never really get any screen time with him and Ripley. I mean, he's in the basketball court scene, but they don't really get to interact. But I think he's really, really great. And his nice piece of ace girlfriend gets it too, you know. The guy you hate makes it. Ron Perlman has the redeeming arc. I guess, kind of. Just
I mean, there's cheesy parts. I mean, the fact that General Perez like blows up the ship as they're trying to escape, like his crew or whatever, hits the button and it explodes.
oh, I know, but then you have the alien behind him and he like picks out his brain.
Yeah,
And General Perez is he was in one of those. He's one of those guys that was in so much stuff in the 90s. And
Clueless, all those, all
yeah,
those
and most
movies.
notably, yeah, Clueless. Most notably for me, Adam's Family. He was in the first Adam's Family movie.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, he should have stuck with those roles. I mean, him and Winona are
he's the
so out of
same.
place in this movie.
Yeah, Dan Hedaya. I think no, I think he fits the tone great. So this is
He
the
doesn't
group
look
of
like a
pirates.
general to me. Sorry.
Fucking sue. I don't know what you got to take him to court. I don't know,
He
but
stinks, man.
these
Sorry.
guys, it kind of reminds me of like a live action Futurama, but the Futurama, their crew, their delivery boys and girls. These guys are space pirates, and basically, we come to find out that I don't know what they're here right now for. They're coming basically to get some R&R and
They're
stay on
no,
their.
they're delivering the bodies.
They're delivering the bodies. Okay, yeah. So I know it made sense that they delivered them before. I guess it wasn't clear that that's what they were doing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll have the vessels
Hmm.
in a minute. But yeah, so they
So
they
they're getting paid
raided
off to deliver the bodies.
they raided a ship and they took the bodies from the cryo chambers. And but yeah, no, they're gonna ask for a couple of days like room and board, and then that's why they're all here because they could easily just fucking left, but then you wouldn't have a movie. But they're all
No.
pieces of shit, man. They're space pirates. Am I supposed to feel bad for this cripple guy? He was in on fucking stealing stealing frozen bodies, dude.
Oh, Ron Perlman plays the glorified Han Solo. He's the same freaking role.
I don't think so. He's not charming like Han Solo.
He's a womanizer piece of shit. He's
Yeah,
Han
but he's
Solo
like the
to the
stinky
T.
creep dude. He looks like an ape. I don't think it's quite the same. But
Well, he's like a scruffy looking nerf herder. That's what they called Han Solo.
yeah, anyway, you don't like this futuristic touch here, dude? The whiskey?
Oh, the whiskey, yeah.
I think it looks cool, man. I don't know. At least they made an attempt to make it look futuristic. Alien looks like it's in the 1970s.
I don't know. Alien's scary, dude. Alien's great.
No, Alien's great. It's the best one. I'm not arguing that. But yeah, anyway, so these pirates are here.
There's something about. I mean, the xenomorphs, everything looks cool, but there's just something about not seeing them as much or not seeing the aliens very
But
well.
but
That
we've
makes
already blown that. You
I
already had
know, I
you
know,
already
I
had
know.
James Cameron Aliens.
That's why I
The
can't.
biggest no, the
Yeah.
biggest mistake you're making is comparing it to Alien. You can't do
Mhm.
that. And again, that's why I fucking hate Hellraiser 2 because it's directly tied to the first Hellraiser. I will take Hellraiser 3 and Hellraiser 4 over Hellraiser 2 any day.
See, I don't mind Hellraiser 2. I know you hate it, but yeah,
I just hate it because it's directly tied to the first one. It's I don't know. It's like watching The Ring and then watching The Ring 2 after. Like The Ring 2 is not as good, but it's pretty much a continuation of the first movie.
I can see that. I mean, everybody's tastes are different,
Yeah, I don't get offended at this stuff. Hellraiser 3 is standalone. You don't even have to even consider it connected to the first one, in my opinion.
No.
And the fourth one is completely standalone. It's just the way it is. It's just the quality dipped off after that. But yeah, 2 is just cardinal sin. But this movie at least tried to do something different. Fincher's Alien 3, it was trying to be a little bit more like the first movie.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's probably why I liked it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not as good.
No, not at all.
I do like 3, but the problems it has, they exist. It's not like it's a perfect movie.
A lot of people shit on it a lot, though.
No, I like it, but
Yeah.
it's slow. I like the the assembly cut or whatever better overall. Like I like but it's a mess. and it was
Mhm.
obviously just thrown together by the studio in the editing room. But it's good, but this movie doesn't bore you, and it's only 100 like an hour and 40 odd minutes, 49 minutes or whatever. It's pretty short for an alien movie. So here's the bodies that were dropped off by the space pirates. I think the cinematography in this is great. Look at these shots. I think these shots are awesome. They're really
There's
creepy.
some I mean, there's some cool stuff in there, but
I think it's shot incredibly well. I think they love Dutch angles in this. Tons of like up close Dutch angle shots and shit. It just has its own flair about it that does not exist in the previous three movies. I always thought this was pretty horrifying. Imagine just waking up and I like the
oh,
guy just
yeah.
screaming. You're just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And you know what? They were also smart to kind of go with a different aesthetic because if you think about it, at least with like Cameron's aliens, the main color was blue and there was some reds. The third one is orange. This one's green. Like I think it's cool. I think they all have like an interesting color palette too. And I like this scene. I think it's stupid and
Oh,
cheesy. Like, why is she playing bat? But I like it, man, because we have to establish that because we're learning that she's not just
spinning the
a
ball on her
clone.
finger, dude.
Yeah, but here in
Terrible.
this scene, especially, because she's gonna, get hit in the face, right? We're gonna see the blood, and we're gonna learn that her blood's acidic. So
Yeah.
we're learning that this clone isn't a direct clone. It's like they were cloning her, carrying the queen alien, and somewhere out of the oven, the DNA got intertwined. So she's got alien DNA and the human DNA. I think it's a fascinating twist. And she came out looking like Glenn Danzig, which is
Yeah, that's
great.
true. That's true. I'll give her that.
I'm pretty sure that's a meme out there. Is like she looks like Danzig. Because I don't know what the fuck she's wearing, man. Like, let's put this weird vest on her. And why, first of all, Ron Perlman, I'm not saying he's a prize himself, but I've never thought Sigourney Weaver was attractive.
No,
And
I haven't either.
now
No.
she has no body, she has no ass. I hate to be chauvinistic, but
Ron
uh
Perlman looks like an ape, dude. I mean, looks like a monkey, dude.
but like I don't know, man. Like if you're gonna go for Sigourney Weaver, why are you gonna hit on like old Sigourney Weaver? Like she's not even the young. See, I love this scene, man. When she takes them all out with a basketball, dude. This is better than the cable guy basketball scene, dude.
What happened? I mean, what happened with the weight he was just holding? It just disappeared. I mean,
He didn't serve a purpose anymore, man. Didn't stop her.
he didn't even drop it on the ground. It just disappeared.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it just vanish out of a frame?
Yes.
Maybe. Let's see.
And she walks away, throws the basketball.
Yeah, dude, you got to do it. You can't.
So
This
cheesy,
the
dude.
whole reason why they had a basketball scene. Like we got to show her. We, oh, and I feel like that scene was specifically drawn for like made for the trailer. And there's a couple of those in this movie. There's another scene a little bit later where right after Ripley kind of joins the group and Michael Wincott dies, there is a shot that is so blatantly they did just for the trailer. So Ron Perlman, they make it look like she's getting a doggy style, dude. You think he's like fucking railing her, and it's like, oh, he's just rubbing her feet. She got a nice ass though. But anyway, I often wonder if the guy in the wheelchair is ever super envious, like, oh God, what I would do to fucking hit that. I can't. And look, every time I see this and it shows the close up of him lighting that, I'm like, he about to shoot up some fucking black tar.
It
Like,
looks
he's
like, yeah, it
yeah,
does.
because
Yeah.
it shows the close up. Like, what is he up to? But no, there's a scene that's going to come up later, and I'll address it. Where Ron Perlman and Ripley, they've already established their relationship up to the point, but it's when he's like walking next to her. So Ripley, I heard you dealt with these things before. So what'd you do? I died, and he stops. I'm like, it's such a fucking trailer moment, and it makes no sense that he would say that at that point in the film. Like, I don't know, it's so odd, but I love it. I forgive it.
So this movie came out first in France, November 12th, 1997,
Fitting.
and then came to the States about 2 weeks later, and it opened up debuting at number 2 at the box office behind Flubber.
It always comes back to Flubber. Oh, Flabba, 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 which is funny because I don't think I had the opportunity to see this, when I saw Flubber. Maybe it's because I wasn't an adult, we got dropped off, or it was a dollar theater, so maybe it wasn't playing and I don't know, but yeah, there's no way in hell I would have picked Flubber over this had I had the opportunity.
Hell no.
But I remember when this came out, man, and I wanted to see it so bad because I'm not joshing when I say I've been an Alien hardcore for
Oh,
ever
I
since I was a
know.
little kid.
Ever since I met you,
Little
man.
kid.
Yeah.
No, little kid. I was
Yeah.
watching James Cameron Aliens and Ridley Scott Aliens as long as I can remember. I remember having the VHSs, watching them taped off TV. I don't know, just they've always been a part of my upbringing. Look how cool. I love this scene. So he's the mad scientist of the group. You could tell he's got a certain passion for what he's doing that's unlike the people that are like the business minds, because he's not necessarily military, but look at him. They're trying to train them like house pets.
Yeah, like
And
Bub.
yeah, like Bub. I love him communicating. I love how these xenomorphs look. I think they look so sick. And actually, I have all the NECA up that you can't see them. They're out of frame, but I love it, dude. Trying to kiss it, dude. I would too. Why not?
So oddball, man.
Stick your dick in his mouth, dude. We'll see what happens. And so he's gonna train him. And so when he strikes him right now with the tongue, dude, Brad Dourif is so great on screen. He's just got such a great look.
He's the best actor in the film.
The shots are incredible. Every shot is beautiful. But look, he's gonna try to teach it. He's gonna hit it with the cryo, psh, and he's gonna show that it can be taught because when he tries to do it again, it's smart. This movie, I love this look. Look at this alien dude's pissed. I love the way it looks. Look how cool that is. You don't see that shit anymore. Now there's minimal use of CGI in this flick, but I don't think it's tasteless, right? They show obviously when you see the xenomorph later swimming in water, they use CGI for that. When they show the CGI going in that ship that General blows up, you see him crawling in, that's quick CGI. So it's here and there, but they don't abuse it. All the close-up stuff is the stuff from Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff, and that's exactly how they should do it. So well, I was gonna say something. Brad Dourif threw me off. Yeah, it's a great scene, Blaine, dude. It's let's see, gamer guy. I have a vague memory of seeing Alien Resurrection as a 3 or 4-year-old. I didn't see my first Alien film proper till I saw Aliens when I was 11 or 12. It's much cooler to say you saw Aliens first, but you can't hide from the fact that, just face it, Will, you saw Resurrection first.
I saw
Own it.
I saw Alien 3 first.
Yeah, I don't. I saw it early. I remember Alien 3.
Because I bought all the toys after I saw it. I loved it, man.
We rented Alien 3 from the public library. I remember in fact, I remember we watched, we rented Alien 3 Extra, that all in the
Yeah.
same rental. And what is the Corey Haim movie? The Searchers, the Watchers, or the what's the fucking, is it Corey
Yeah,
Haim?
I think it's the Watchers, isn't
Well,
it?
I
Something
think
like
it's, I
that.
keep
Something like
saying
that.
the Searchers is fucking what's his face, the Duke, man. But I think it's the Watchers. But we rented all 3 of those movies, and I don't remember the 3rd movie to save my life, but Extra burned in my brain, dude, and fucking Alien 3. And I remember being a little kid, I'm like, I at that point, I wanted to see Alien 3 so bad, and it felt like this like elusive movie that kept getting away because I was obsessed with the first 2 and I still hadn't seen the 3rd one. When in reality, the movie was probably just a couple years old, but it felt like
Yeah.
a lifetime,
Oh, yeah.
like, oh, I have to see it. And they had it at the library and we were poor. So that was my only chance of renting anything. And then I got Extra, dude, because we were obsessed with aliens, and Extra warped my little fucking mind. That's for sure. But yeah, so we find out Winona Ryder's here. She's sneaking into her cell and she's there to kill the alien that's in her chest, or so she thinks it's in her chest. She just found out that they already removed it, so there's no longer a point in taking her out. But we're going to get more about her character as it goes on, because as they established before this, she's kind of like the newbie in the group, right? Which is actually, it's actually like Futurama. She's the bender.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
So Alien Resurrection was filmed on Fox Studio Lot, Los Angeles, California, 96 to 97. It was difficult scheduling Studio Space because they were filming Titanic,
Mm.
Starship Troopers, and Lost World Jurassic Park.
God, this is the best of the bunch. I like Starship Troopers though.
Yeah, that's great. I love that movie.
Yeah, look at that, stabbing the hand through the knife. I like it, man, because so it's interesting to watch. I think she does a great job in this movie because at this point in the flick, and even like when they're training her, like hand, close, glove. First of all, that test was bullshit. I'm like, who puts fucking glove? It looks like a
Yeah,
fucking hand.
exactly.
Give her
Yeah,
the credit. It's
I
close,
know.
it's glove. I'm
What do you
like,
expect her? You
it's a
can't expect her to know that.
outline of a glove. It looks like a fucking hand.
Yeah.
But anyway, she is kind of internally conflicted because she's telling her right here, like, look, I can feel it. I can feel it behind my eyes. Like she can feel the queen. Like
Mhm.
it's simpatico with her. And she's saying things like, it doesn't matter, you're all gonna die. It's almost if it's the queen part of her coming out. But when she takes over the group after Michael Wincott dies, the human side of her kind of takes over. Now she's all because she kind of flips because what does she say? Like, isn't that like killing one of your own kind? She's like, it was in my way. I'm like, then she kind of goes back to Ripley. So
Mhm.
I think I don't find that to be inconsistent. I think it's actually kind of cool because I think she's kind of, she's fucking sorting shit out in her head, being who she is and being this clone. And but I have to say, you were talking about where this is filmed. I love the sets. I miss these sets. You know what it also reminds me of? Speaking of mid 90s, it reminds me of that movie Cube.
Yeah, no, I'll give you
Right?
that.
Like,
Yeah.
and Cube is obviously a much lower budget film. That's like a Sci-Fi Channel original movie. But still, you had practical sets that sold you on the location, and I love these, dude. I miss this because most of this would just be bullshit CGI now, dude. It's really sad.
So here's a goof that just happened. When Ripley drives Cal's knife through her hand, it
Mhm.
does not get damaged by the acid in her blood.
Oh, the knife doesn't. It just cuts
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. I never thought about that because it can burn through, like, multiple floors
Yep.
of this
Said
ship.
the blade should be burnt, they said.
Absolutely, and, that's a good point. And, oh, by the way, and you could blame that on Josh Whedon who wrote it, right? He wrote Josh Whedon, this totally feels like a Josh Whedon movie, by the way, once you
Mhm.
realize he wrote it. But, I love this, dude. How do you not like the fucking guns? I love this scene. So, basically, they found out that Winona Ryder was in the cell. They've deemed her a terrorist, and they're here to, like, apprehend all of them. And as this guy says, he's the asshole. He's like, not the Paul Reiser, because Paul Reiser had like ulterior motives. We know who this guy is from the get go, but he's the asshole of the group, and he basically is plans on executing all of them. And I love this, dude. How do you not like this when they're taking them all out? You got that Mexican guy who's in like everything, and I love this, dude. You don't like the thermos gun? My own
I don't know.
recipe.
I can't it doesn't do anything for me, man.
You're crazy. I look at these shots. It's so stylish.
It's too
I
much
can't,
90s too
man.
much 90s stink on there, man.
But you like the 90s movies. You
I
don't say that,
do. I do
but you don't say that
when I
about
grew
other
up with
90s.
them. When I
But
grew
you
up
don't
with
say
them.
that about other 90s stink
When I
movies.
grew up with them.
Kiss my ass. I love this. Like, that's so stupid. That's so silly. Like, nobody could do that. But it's par for the course of the tone the movie sets. So I like it. Now, if you know, Bill Paxton did that in the second movie, did like a fucking billiards fucking geometry, it would be stupid and it'd be out of place. But in this movie, it totally works. But yeah, Cube is excellent. Let's see here, Blaine. Yeah, Cube's great, dude. When's the last time you saw Cube, Todd?
God, that's been years too. It's the
It's an
90s.
inspirational movie, like, as far as that it was made on a budget. Okay, this is awesome. So, the aliens sacrificed one of their own, burn them through the floor in
Yeah,
the sky.
no, that's cool.
It's
I'll give you that.
awesome.
Yeah.
And look, they're, like, almost communicating. This is the first time in any movie so far that you've seen them ever communicate. Now, it doesn't feel weird to me because they established in the second movie that they were smart. You just didn't see it, right? They clearly, they ambushed him. "It's an ambush," and all that shit, and they, they trapped him, and they were getting him in the corridors. They were obviously smart, but we never actually saw them plotting and talking to each other. But this is cool stuff, man. And I even like how the one that gets attacked is almost like, "Hey, what the fuck? What are you guys doing?" Like, no, 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 no. Like if he could talk, he almost looks like he's not down with it. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I almost wonder if he was like the runt of the litter or something. But
Why did he open the door and try to go in? I
yeah,
mean,
and then
he
you get that jump scare. He grabs him, whoa, and pulls him down, dude.
that's dumb. I mean,
It is a
why would he
little
even do that?
it is a little silly, but I don't think it's not off brand because the aliens have done that shit. You know, they've pulled people through, and I'm all on board for all of it. I think it's great. Yeah, it is really dumb that he's not proceeding with more caution.
Well, there's no point in him even going in there.
Look at that. The acid burned. Look how, I mean, granted, that was a lot more acid with the whole body because there's a whole
Yeah.
cadaver, but that's what the acid could do, and it didn't go through that knife. That's a great point. I love it, dude. And in every movie, you got to have somebody that's taken in the cocoon. Because I love this movie too, because they're going to establish here soon that the first movie we had one alien. The second movie, you literally had hundreds of aliens because they wiped out the entire colonists and stuff. So there's like hundreds. And then the
I like
third
how
one, you're back.
hairy his arms are, dude.
I know,
Sorry.
dude. Don't
He's like
you just love it?
Wolfman, dude.
Don't you just want to lick it, dude? How much would you have to get to lick its hairy arm, dude?
$50.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I love this. They not only do they trick Brad Dourif by like luring him to the hole, that obviously was like hanging out. There's one that still stayed behind and is luring him into there, and he hits it with his fucking tongue.
That's dumb, dude.
You'd think that's dumb.
Well, he learned it, but I mean, it's just really he learned
The
it
whole
that
thing,
quickly.
no, the whole thing is about them training him. No, no,
He
no.
trained him that quickly. Was that the first time he did it?
No, I think dude, he's been watching them. They already established that Brad Dourif on what that switch does. They're
Yeah.
smart, dude.
Well,
they're
he
smart.
did. Oh, okay.
They're smart, man. Like, why is it an inconsistency? It's not like it's a human. It's a species that was created for the film. If they say it's that smart, they fucking decide that. And there's nothing to say that they're not that smart, right? The alien was hiding and blending in with the backgrounds in the first movie. It was picking people off really smart in the first movie. The second one, they worked together as a team and they got the best of the Colonial Marines. I think it's safe to say that they were really smart.
Oh, if they're that smart, why are you trying to teach them?
Well, then that makes them fucking stupid, not the aliens.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they should have known. Yeah, that's another thing that's stupid is they knew they had acid blood.
Yeah.
So they didn't think of that
Why would they be on
possibility.
board? I know.
That looks like CGI, the door getting bashed in, dude.
Yeah.
But they yeah, they didn't think of the possibilities that, well, what if even if you're not considering that they would do that thing where they tag up on one and sacrifice it, what if for whatever reason one of them died? For whatever reason,
Yeah.
something happened. Their
Absolutely.
acid, yeah, that for being really smart, they didn't think of everything. But I love it, dude. He's gonna get the acid, dude. That's gonna fall on his legs and his ears, dude. I love it. No, but I was gonna say the first movie has one, the second movie has hundreds, so they obviously up the game.
Mhm.
Third one is back to one. This one has like 12. It's an interesting
Yeah.
number, and I love it. I think it's really cool. And obviously they only showed us 7 bodies, but the guy, they're gonna make him talk, and he's gonna be like, "How many more are there?" And he says 12, but I don't think, who knows if that's an accurate number because that guy hasn't witnessed all the aliens that have gotten killed at that point. So it's like, who knows? But there will be more. But anyway, yeah, Ripley's like just like Danzig, a superhuman. I imagine
It
Danzig.
does look like Danzig.
I know, and it's funny because she's a mother.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the theme of the alien flicks. I mean, the alien flicks are always, especially Aliens, and even this one, the theme is mother and daughter, motherhood and birth and all that crazy stuff. I love this dude. He's not gonna miss those legs. I like how he freaks out when he
No.
sees it though. Like who cares, dude?
Oh
Just,
no, yeah.
I mean, I get it. You probably don't want a giant Hulk because that would go right through his fucking leg, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
he'd still bleed out, I
He'd bleed
guess.
out, yeah. And just
His ear, dude. It's like,
oh.
dude, I mean, like you wouldn't. there is just so much action in this movie. I think it's a great flick, and even though Aliens has like hundreds of aliens, and this only has like 12 or whatever. Here it is. This is your favorite scene, dude.
God.
I love it. Yeah, look, see that CGI?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fine. It's quick. They can't get around some of it. They had that kind of shit in Alien 3 too, where they had to show the alien running. They had it kind of behind like blue screen or whatever. It just is what it is. Look at that. Look at that CGI fucking grenade. That's so 90.
No,
That's very,
that's
very
terrible.
Event
That's
Horizon.
terrible, dude.
That's very Event Horizon, man. That shit is all over Event Horizon.
Well,
You're
Event
fucking
Horizon has an excuse, man.
and no, an Event Horizon has like the CGI ships and the external. Like when you watch Event Horizon and you see like the establishing shots of space, it looks so fucking
Well,
fake.
it's not tied to Alien though, so
Look, I love this. Look at his hairy nose, dude. How much to lick that hairy nose hair?
God.
Look at
You
you see
can't
all that
trim
hair.
that shit, dude. I just trimmed mine tonight, actually.
I love it, dude. This is such a cool shot. How do you not like this? And I like how he felt something behind him, but his first instinct wasn't to move.
It's just cheesier than hell, man.
But I love it. He pulls out his brain. He needs to eat it like Ray Liotta and Hannibal now.
Yeah. Goes cross-eyed.
I'll give you holes. Okay. Yeah, I love the aesthetic of this movie, man. I think it's very pleasing to the eye. And here Michael Wincott's about to eat it, which is unfortunate. They're gonna pull him through the fucking ground, dude. And but the deaths are so cool. This movie,
There's some good deaths, and I give it
look,
that.
this
Yeah.
movie, this movie is definitely an action movie, kind of like Aliens, but I think it's got a little bit more of the horror element mixed in than Aliens does. Because it's got, dude, these kills are like slasher kills, man.
Yeah,
They're still getting stopped. They're still getting, because in Aliens it wasn't like that.
It's probably the only, it's probably the only redeeming quality of this film.
Aliens, this has the action of Aliens, but like the stealthy, like picking apart like a slasher movie, like the first one. Because in Aliens and Cameron's Aliens, it's like them full on assault, like attacking them. There's not that much of that going on. But look, like this is a straight up fucking Michael Myers kill that we're about to get.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull him through the ground, and he's fucking, their little tongues are like knives, dude. I don't know. I don't think there's a bad kill in this movie.
Yeah, I mean the kills are the only thing that helps this movie.
If I had to, I mean, this movie's all killing. Like the bullshit that you
I
watch.
know. I'm just saying, like the acting. Some of the actors don't help.
I'm totally all right with it. I think it's just par for the course. Like I said, it fits the tone. But like, think about all the movies that you like that are not good, but you like for material purposes.
I'm not.
How
saying,
is this any different?
I'm not saying this is a terrible movie. I don't think it's good.
I'm saying it's a great movie.
I'm not saying it's a good movie.
I think this is at least a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
and for me personally, I give it an 8 out of 10 at least.
Oh.
Like my personal score, because I do enjoy it.
God, man, are you kidding me?
It's so much fun, man. Oh, look at you matching the green for the Alien Resurrection. I should have did that too, man.
You actually said that on a podcast that you would give this an 8. That's crazy, man. I can't believe.
Why didn't you tell me you were gonna do green theme? I would have did it too. Why didn't you let me match you?
You haven't seen it, dude. It's been up here for an hour.
You should have let me know. You should have been like, hey, let's do green theme, man. I should have did that. Look at that. Will agrees. Look at that. That's a total slasher kill, dude.
Will's taste in film is not the.
Watch this. What a great kill.
Sorry, Will.
Even though it looked like he was shoving that in like the back of his kneecap, all of a sudden now it's through his like torso or whatever. But what a great kill, man. And this is where we're going to see Ripley enter and the transition of power is going to happen. Yeah, it's a 7. I think it's a 7 on just normal standards because it's a fun movie, dude. I think it's just fun. But for me, it's an 8. I give it a bonus point just because I'm a bit of a stan. And I'm not like a total apologist for the series, man. This is where it ends for me. Like AVP fucking sucks. Requiem is fucking atrocious. And Prometheus is, I like Prometheus. It's got problems, but
Prometheus is a lot better than this.
This is more fun. I'll rewatch this any day of the week over Prometheus. And Prometheus,
I mean, I'm saying
Prometheus is heady, it's long.
Prometheus is a better movie.
but Prometheus doesn't have xenomorphs.
I know, but it actually has a story to it. Like
You got some CGI there too, but it's not used badly. Look at that. I love this, dude. This is a really cool shot too. The gun coming through the torso. I just think, to give credit where it's due, every frame of this movie is a work of art. I think the cinematographer did an awesome job. Check this out. And also, what a cool touch that they're breathing smoke. They never did that in any other movie. Like every time they show the close up of the aliens, you see like the steam or smoke, or maybe it's smoke from the acid breath
Oh, it's
coming
gotta
out.
be steam, right? Because are they what? How cold is that shit? Or don't they need to be?
Ripley is covered in sweat, dude.
So what would they be breathing? Would they be breathing steam or?
I don't know, but it's cool. It just fucking looks rad. Who gives a shit? Yeah, look at that gamer. The Xenos have been huffing vapes.
Yeah,
It's just cool aesthetically. It looks really great, and it makes all these close up shots of them pop, dude. Where the fuck are the army guys?
I
They
do
never.
play that Alien game on PS5. It's pretty fun.
Oh, Fire Team Elite or which one?
I played it with one of my buddies from work quite a bit.
Which one? There's been a couple, I think.
It came out a few years ago, a year or two ago.
Is it Fire Team Elite?
I think
The
it's Fire Team
multiplayer?
Elite. Yeah. It's that one.
Yeah,
It's fun.
I got that too when it came out. I played it for like a second, but I don't play with anybody else, and it's just like I have to have a single player. That would have been more fun, obviously, if I would have had people to play with.
Yeah,
but,
you can't. That's not a single. You can't play it. You have to have friends play that with you.
but Fire Team Elite was a fine horde shooter. Yeah, it looked cool. I played it for a minute, but like I said, I'm just not big on playing with other people. Watch me, I'll do the fingering. So yeah, so Ripley here, she's establishing her dominance. This is like human Ripley taking over. Um, yeah, Winona Ryder saying she's not to be trusted. I don't know why she would say that. She doesn't have the alien in him. Probably because like the vibe she was painting earlier. It's like, yeah, how do we know she's not working for the other side?
She had one inside her. Come on.
Yeah, well, I think it's more about the nature of the cloning. Because, like I said before, this she was acting weird. She was acting more like the fucking queen. And this guy, what's his name? This character actor was in so much stuff, and most notably Training Day, right?
Oh yeah, he's
He's
good.
the
He's
push your
good.
stool. You ever have a stool pushed? But
He's
he's
a
in
good actor.
so
Yeah.
much stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't think this movie lets up, and I think from this point it gets really good because now it's all about them getting down to the cargo and like an escape pod. They got to escape. And so now they just have to get from point A to point B, and these aliens are going to be in their way. It's fucking awesome. I love this, dude. Pulling out the tongue. And she's a robot, by the way. She's like, ugh. I get it. She's like a different model, but she makes it pretty clear that she feels pain, unless she's faking it because she doesn't want her cover to be blown. But she, she's acted like disgusted. She's acted like she's physically feeling pain. So it's unclear what the angle is there. But and I think all that stuff they try and explain with her is a little shoehorned in, like when she's a droid and there was a recall. We sounded like they were rebelling or resisting or whatever. But I think she's just really just a plot device.
So this composer is John Frizzell, who worked known for working with Mike Judd and did Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Hell yeah, he knows
Office
quality.
Space. Yeah, I mean King of the Hill. So yeah, he's a pretty well known composer.
I knew I loved him for a reason. Who do you think it was? Santa Claus? What did he say? Like that's a good line, cripple. Good line, good one. Santa Claus. That's totally relevant. Yeah.
Ooh, Dante's Peak.
Which
Yeah,
that's it. You know what's funny though? So whatever year this takes place in, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years in the future, we still know Santa Claus is a thing because he referenced him.
Mm-hmm.
What I find even harder to believe, though, is when we first see his character, he's the mechanic, they're establishing he's working on it. He's whistling Popeye the Sailor Man. Kids don't know Popeye the Sailor Man today.
Yeah,
You really
200
think
years down the
you think
road,
this
I
guy is
know.
gonna know Popeye the Sailor Man in like 400 years, 500
Yeah,
years?
that's
It's
yeah.
really, really, really weird. That's just one of those things that speaks to the audience of when it came out.
I mean, Popeye, he lasts the test of time, man.
How long does he last in bed though?
Um, I don't know, but one thing he did say was, "I am what I am, and that's all that I am."
The Gaylord? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Pink Eye the Sailor? I don't get that. What do you mean? Oh, dude, we should do America sometime, man. I love hate Do America because I remember when that movie came out and I saw
Yeah,
it.
I
I
saw it in theaters.
and I remember being let down.
I was too.
Now
I was too.
over the years, it's just like built into my brain. It's nostalgic, so I do like it. I just felt like the movie was I thought they were gonna go hard for the movie, and they didn't. It's still PG-13. Like, oh, it still felt like Beavis and Butthead, but Beavis and Butthead, I think, is better in small doses in those little vignettes
Yeah,
and with the music videos. That's just my opinion.
and
It's
it was
kind
a
of like
road movie. I like him in their little town, in their house. Yeah, in the little
yeah,
yeah,
you lose all the characters. Like you get a little bit of them. They show like the teacher and Principal McVicker, and you see Mr. Anderson. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like the new series. They launched the new series with that new movie, Do the Universe, and I didn't like the new
I thought it
movie.
was funny. I thought it was funny.
It's more, but the series is great. The new series
I
that
didn't see it yet. That's
oh
good.
it's hilarious. The
Okay.
writing is fantastic. And like I said, they don't do the music videos anymore. Now they react to like viral like TikTokers, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
And which
yeah.
it makes sense because now they're in the future because that movie sets up the series. Like, okay, this explains they just needed a way to explain why Beavis and Butthead are in modern day, traveling through time.
Maybe I'll watch that with my kids. Do you think they would like that?
It's so funny. It's really, really, really funny. There's an episode where Butthead gets put on like antidepressants or whatever, and he
Yeah.
completely changes. He's like combing over his hair, like "Hello, hello, Beavis." He's almost like a reformed Christian dude, and Beavis is all disturbed, like God, he hates it. He's like, "Oh, it's so funny."
I think that's on Paramount, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a Paramount exclusive.
because yeah, I watched that movie when it first came out, and I thought it was pretty solid. When they went to space and everything.
Yeah, though. Yeah, olive oil squirts. We can only hope. So this is a key scene. So they're trying to get to point B, they're trying to get to the cargo, but Ripley has to make a pit stop. She stumbles across this room where she finds all the botched experiments. This is like the most famous scene in the movie. Yeah, this was even spoofed by South Park.
Hmm.
You remember this? Like the
No, I don't.
kill me. But this is a pretty harrowing scene. And I think there's a lot, anytime there's a movie or a story that involves clones, there's always this revelation scene where they
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
realize that they're not human and who am I? And there's this whole existential thing. But dude, the stuff that they did, that Tom Woodruff and Alec Gillis did, this stuff's awesome. So like these are all botched clones. And so that one obviously had like a xenomorph head, but a woman's body. Uh, it's fucking nuts.
It's
And
almost
it's
as good as the surviving the game head reveal.
oh
The
okay.
room of heads.
Like, look at this. This is insane. I think the story is great. I think it's fantastic. I love the idea that, hey, let's take the third movie. Let's what if somebody got some blood and wanted to clone her later? Like, how do we carry on past the third one after she killed herself? I think that they created about as plausible a good idea as you could. Yeah, that's right, Blaine. This is some Third Reich shit. It's absolutely just it's horrifying. Yeah, and Gamer Guy, you're gonna get another brilliant Ron Perlman line in a second. Like, I don't get it. What a waste of ammo. Must be a chick thing. After it's like it brings a levity to the scene after we had this. Look at that. She got that sexy armpit hair, dude.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Kill me. Kill me. It's it's disturbing. And you can see how they have the slits right on her. They tried taking the alien out of her. And for all we know, the alien inside of her was like a little baby, had like a baby head because they were probably fucked up too, right? If they couldn't get the combination right on Ripley, who knows what the aliens inside look like? Can you imagine?
Yeah. No,
Pro-
that looks pretty solid.
oh, the makeup work and effects work, I think is great in this flick. I think it's really, really good, especially when you get to the end too. I mean, everything. Yeah, Blaine, nice rack. Yeah, it's so like Ron Perlman, dude. He should. I mean, like, why is he not taking
Yeah,
advantage of this?
I know he wanted Ripley earlier. He might as well
Yeah,
get the other one.
she's gonna die anyway, dude. They didn't brush her teeth, dude. They just let her there and her fucking
Oh, the
mouth
rot,
rotted.
dude.
I I think this scene's great, man. Fantastic. And I kind of always wanted to like blast this flame. This scene made me wanted to own a flamethrower. I just think it'd be very
Do people even
satisfying.
own flamethrowers? Is that a
Leo
thing?
DiCaprio did.
Well, in a movie. I'm just saying, like in real life, do people actually own that shit?
Wouldn't that be very satisfying to like shoot those tubes, dude, and have them explode?
Yeah, that'd
And
be
would
kind of
that
cool.
really happen so fast?
There's something about breaking glass that, yeah, is satisfying.
Can you imagine those like bodies just falling to the ground? Plonk. I think it's funny how you get brief shots of them just watching her in the background. like they're just like staring, like, what the fuck is going on? First of all, I would have been like, I got to see what's going on in there. Like they didn't follow her in. Like, what is this shit?
So some of these are aliens, and so some of them are acid, right? They're going to eat through everything, or what?
That's a good point. I mean, you never know. There could have been botched ones that had human blood, right? But you would think maybe one of them could have acid blood. So, but I'll give them a pass on that because we don't see the room after that. Like maybe they weren't burning to the floor, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the acid, well, no, I imagine the acid eventually would stop and let up because it kind of did in the first Alien 2. It's not like it's going to go all the way down to the floor and then, basically compromise the outside.
Yeah.
Because eventually in Alien, when they were following where the acid was dripping, it eventually had an endpoint. Makes sense.
Just go to space. Oh, man. It's thundering outside. Wow. Hopefully
Yeah.
I didn't lose power.
You don't. I guess I'm flying solo if you do. Must be a chick thing. I love it, dude. I think his comic timing is great in this. I think it's really good.
Cringe, dude.
I love it. And he has the coolest fucking kill in the whole thing where he flips upside down on the ladder. Oh! He's shooting upside down. I think I can't wait to get to that part because I've got some shit to say about that part. But I love that part though overall because, dude, this movie has everything. You have the water temple too, the water temple of the game. You get to see water. They got to swim. They got to hold their breath. There's aesthetically a lot to see here. I think the exteriors look cool.
Yeah, they don't look bad. I do want to play. Did they remaster that game at all or no?
What?
The Alien game. This is based off of that you were talking to me about. Alien Resurrection.
The PlayStation 1 game?
Yeah. Because it wasn't a big hit, you said?
I don't know if it was a big hit, but
okay.
it was just a PlayStation 1 game. It's definitely an early PlayStation 1 game. I don't know if you really want to play it today, but
oh no, this got terrible reviews.
Yeah, it's just, I didn't say anything about people liking it. I just said it was one of the early. It actually used the 2 joysticks, which nobody did for the longest time. And then Halo did it, and everybody loved it. No, Blaine, Alien Trilogy was a different one that came out before, but yeah, I remember that being on PS1 as well. That
So
one was.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that one was earlier. That one was probably closer to the PlayStation 1 launch than Resurrection, because Resurrection came out in 97. PlayStation's been around since 94.
So the Resurrection game was based off of Alien 3. So it came out. It said in the plot of the game, it's a couple years later. It's not 200 years later, so it's a little bit different.
But it's still marketing for the movie.
Yeah.
They just took liberties.
Yeah.
And that's probably so they could just write around all these damn characters that are in this movie. It's like, let's just simplify it. So they find one of these guys that was kidnapped, and he's obviously a survivor that he hasn't had a chest burster yet. I wonder what took this guy so long. But there was clearly another round because we just saw 7 at the start. But when that guy says there's 12 more, that insinuates that they at least had 2 rounds of people that they were incubating. But this guy is a straggler, and he just acts like he just woke up now. And I love this scene where he's like, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Like, hey, he gives us our backstory. Oh, I was on my way, whatever. I was in cryo sleep, and what is this place? And he doesn't even know he's on a ship. He's like, what do you mean ship? Where am I? What's inside me? What's inside me? What the fuck is inside of me? I love it, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
I can't wait to fucking impose some butt plugs on the screen when he says that. I gotta add like his face. Ah!
But a xenomorph butt plug there.
Oh shit, they probably have him.
Nowadays,
Yeah, so that's where I know him from. Is remember his scene in 7? Like he had a gun. He says that in the trailer. You don't see him in the trailer.
he
but
was in 7. I don't.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy that he makes him rape his girlfriend with like the dick knife. The knife.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was like a knife strap on or just a knife, but he forced him to basically murder. And that's what he's saying. Like he had a gun. Yeah, he was the lust.
Oh, the lust. Okay,
So it's
yeah.
probably
Okay,
like a
got it.
prostitute or something. I don't really recall, but that's him. But I just remember they put that in the trailer, and you just hear the voiceover, and they show Brad Pitt, so they make it sound like it's Brad Pitt saying it. I don't know. It's kind of odd. That is a movie I never loved as much as I wanted to.
Really?
I like 7. I don't love 7. I think 7 is a 7. I think it's good.
I think 7's a 9.
People put 7. So my thing with 7 is just that I think the twist and everything it's about is pretty weak by today's standards. It's just been outdone so many times. It's just been outdone.
Well, not in the 90s, man. I remember renting that. I was blown away. I still like it a lot, dude.
But I saw it in the 90s, and I just think it's okay. I have great memories because the 7 trailer was on the Mortal Kombat VHS and the trailers. And so I watched that trailer so much, and it's from the glory days of New Line Cinema. And I love it. I love that whole era, but it's just, I don't think it hits as hard today by any stretch.
See, I wish they would have a 4K of that because I'd love to own that. I don't have a Blu-ray of that or
Aren't they
anything.
putting out one, or didn't they recently?
I don't think so. I'm not here in the States, I believe. Maybe it was overseas. They did.
All right, so they have to travel to the cargo and it's flooded, so they're like, "Hey, you gotta ditch the chair, buddy." So he's got to like strap him to his back. They made like some kind of quip where it's like old times. I'm like, I don't really understand that. Like, what, you used to fucking ride his back all the time, cowboy? I don't really know what that meant. But I love this dude. I like how they're just like, I want to be in this scene. How cool would it be to film this walking through this water and they got the water dumping on you? It kind of looks like they fell into the big fountain at the mall. I always want to play in the fountain at the mall and get the coins, dude. And go to Aladdin
stealing
Castle.
people's wishes, dude.
Yeah, I want to steal the wishes and play fucking the X-Men Children of the Atom at Aladdin's Castle.
Man, that is cold, dude. You're stealing wishes.
That's funny. Yeah, well, fuck their wishes. I wish more than anything that I had money to play arcade games, and I never did. Thing is I have a lot of great arcade memories, but most of those memories involve me not playing them and just watching them because my parents literally never gave me money.
Who would throw a quarter in a wishing well? It's always a penny, dude, because nobody cares about pennies.
Yeah, they mostly were pennies, but if they did throw a quarter, like they could have played Mortal Kombat 2 with that. Absolutely insane. You know what this scene too reminds me of? Deep Blue Sea. Because Deep Blue Sea came out like I think maybe even the same year, around the same time.
Terrible too.
But it's around the same time, and Deep Blue Sea has that same mid to late 90s stink. It's shot like this. It looks like this with the water and stuff, and you have like the smart sharks, and all this movie's missing is LL Cool J, of course. But
and Michael Rappaport.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never liked that movie. And then you have that Sam Jackson scene where
Donald Trump.
What?
Said in Pig Dick Donald Trump.
Oh yeah.
And Michael Rappaport's hysterical, dude.
He flipped.
Funny.
He flipped. I think
did he 100%? I don't know, but I always thought he was funny, dude.
But he was flipping on that. But no, I what's funny though is there's that scene in Deep Blue Sea where like the Sam Jackson gets eaten by the shark early in the movie, and that CGI shark comes up behind him. It's so bad. But does this look like Deep Blue Sea did? Look,
it does. Yeah.
But I don't think this looks bad at all. Something about CGI in the water makes it look a little better. Do you find the CGI in this movie offensive?
No, I don't. I
Yeah,
really don't.
I think it's totally fitting and it works for the what they're doing. They can all hold their breath for a long time. I always feel bad for the guy in the wheelchair, dude, because like he's just like helpless, like flipping around, like just
The CGI is a lot better than Land of the Dead. I'll tell you that.
yeah. I think it looks pretty good. It looks fantastic for its time, dude. We're
Yeah,
97. 97, we still had Mortal Kombat Annihilation. That was that year.
I
We
don't
had
know.
that kind of
Titanic CGI looked awesome.
yeah,
Of
that
course, that's a
did.
camera flick, but
It Blaine very subtle. It's used appropriately. So they can't actually have an animatronic alien swimming through the water. So yeah, for this case, it's called for. And they couldn't show an animatronic xenomorph crawling into that ship that got blown up with a grenade. But it was a quick shot. They do just enough. They don't make it offensive. It's kind of like when we get to like Alien Covenant where they just say, you know what, to hell with it. We're just doing all CGI aliens.
well, and I think the green tint kind of helps the CGI
Yeah,
drastically.
yeah, everything about it, I think it all helps. So this is really cool. So they get to the surface and it's a total fucking ambush. Speaking of the aliens being smart. I I don't know if they're hive mind or if like literally the aliens were picking up the eggs and setting them up around these holes. I want to see that. Like we actually get a shot here soon of the alien carrying Ripley to like the queen. And it's like you never see that shit. Now clearly they do because Tom Skerritt in the first movie, all clearly they take them. These when they
Yeah,
take them to get
yeah.
cocooned. So you just always had to use your imagination. The fact that we actually get to see it, like it's like walking with her and she's like cradling it. It's so interesting to see. But yeah, I guess the aliens like walks and because these eggs came from the queen, so they probably like taking it, sitting it down. But isn't it very interesting that the timing of them opening up was very perfect? So you kind of go through this movie and you're like, oh man, am I not going to see a face hugger? We're almost through this movie and we still haven't seen a face hugger, and then you get a whole shit ton of face huggers
Yeah.
because you don't actually see the face hugger when they show the eggs in the in the tubes. They open up and they scream.
I know we're recording this. Are you going tomorrow to go see the Romulus then?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go see Romulus tomorrow right after work. I'm gonna go at like 6 p.m. And I am as soon as I get home, I'm gonna probably upload some sort of review. Probably nothing with a lot of frills, but I'm gonna like just get it fresh in mind, talk about it, and post something because I'm stoked. Look at that, more of that crazy. He saw the reflection of them on the ceiling in the glass, and he shoots the grenades. He bounces off perfectly into the mouth of the egg, dude. The pussy lips. Oh man,
Have you been looking at any reviews for
I'm trying to avoid it like the plague.
okay.
I'm in a couple of groups where I have seen scrolling past where people are talking about like you won't be disappointed or the best since Aliens. I've just seen a couple of those, but I haven't seen a lot. I'm really trying to avoid it because I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. It makes no sense for me to spoil anything, at
God,
this
I wish
point.
I can go see it.
And at
I'll
the
have
same
to
time, I mean, when I hear best since Aliens, I don't think that's a very tall order. Like
no,
I want it to be the best since Aliens. I don't think that's a really hard thing to do, but that's a totally feasible. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think anything. I don't expect anything to be as good as the first two. But if you can
no.
kind of meet me in the middle somewhere, I'm happy. I'm excited.
I think Fede Alvarez can make a solid film.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love this. You really are too trusting. I like when he does that, like the mad scientist, like he has to reveal his motives because he could have easily shot her and they would have never known.
yeah.
And he could have went in the door and it's silly. First of all, I've never seen such a quick fake out death and she's back in like 2 seconds
Mm.
because she's all the way that I like this whole scene, the climbing the ladder. I think the tension is really great. But the only thing I don't understand is Christie, the guy with the dreads, has no reason to sacrifice himself. I don't know why he does it. Let me explain. So the alien's going to jump out of the water, which is going to be CGI too, right? It's going to like get a running head start. It's going to go back down and it's going to go, "Ooh!" But obviously, look, they can't. They got to use CGI for this. I'm
Yeah,
not a fan of.
that looks bad, but
But
what can you
they
do,
mix
right?
it. They mix it quick with the real
Yeah.
stuff, right? I think it's totally fine. It doesn't look worse than the shit they did in 3. The stuff they had to do in 3 to show it running is not good. But like I said, it's about how they edit it, right? They mix it in with the close-ups and it makes it all work. So it's gonna spit acid, it's gonna burn Christie, which is great because you don't really usually see them use the spit ability. And okay, this causes him to lose his grip, and then now the guy in the wheelchair catches it, and he's holding on to him, and he's gonna do that thing where like I can't hold on, and he's gonna be like sacrifice. What are you doing, Christy? No, I can make it. He's sacrificing himself because Ron Perlman's gonna kill the Xenomorph, and then it's like hanging on his foot, and it's causing too much weight. But I'm like, just kick it off your damn foot. You have
Yeah,
another foot.
exactly. Yeah, that doesn't make any
Like
sense.
there's no grip. It's just hanging. Like I don't see
Did
a
that
grip.
acid paralyze the guy? Is that what he
No,
dropped down, or
he's moving his arms to fucking cut the fucking
yeah.
straps. Watch, this is awesome, dude. I love this, man. And I like how these bullets are nowhere near it because it's like, look how he's aimed. It doesn't look like the bullets would
That's
like align.
terrible, dude.
No, it's great. You think he would hit him, but
God. Yeah,
why does he explode, dude? Look, why they just look like bullets to me, dude. Why is head? Because it looks cool. You don't think that's funny?
dumb,
And he
dude.
you don't think it's funny how he goes up and there's a spider and he's scared, dude? I think it's really, really funny. Okay, so look, does that look like it has any grip on him? It's just hanging like a coat hanger. Use your other damn foot and kick it off, dude. Like he's not even trying.
Oh,
It's frustrating.
they deserve what they get.
Unless he feels like the acid's still eating into his brain. It's like, look, I'm gonna die anyway. Because maybe the acid would. You would think if it burns through the floor, you would think it would like go right through his skull, right?
I'd rather have the acid burning through my brain right now than watching this movie.
What if it was like, what if it was a guy chasing him up the ladder and he like flicked his cum in his face? And he's like, I gotta fucking sacrifice myself. It's like I can't live with myself after today. It's like there's no coming back from this. Yeah, I just don't buy that fucking alien didn't fall off him at any point. Like
Yeah,
he's just like
he's dangling, dude.
But anyway, this guy's got that I don't want to say the R word, but he's got R word strength. You know, he's just like he's climbing up. He's got the upper body strength.
Well, I'm sure he has upper body strength because he has no leg strength. So
Yeah.
that's all you can do is pump iron.
Okay, so yeah, Blaine, I love upside down Perlman, dude. That's the best kind of Perlman, dude. Okay, and we got Winona Ryder back already. How did she get first of all, how did she get, they had to swim there to get where they're going. How did she override the obstacle they just faced to get there? You know, like they had to go through all that water shit to get to that door. And she went underwater where they were and she fucking found herself. Like that's a bit of a plot hole. Like I guess they don't have to explain it, but you are curious as to how.
Maybe there's some acid holes in the ship that she crawled through.
I guess the guy with the wheelchair is like in love with her. Like, I so good to see you. Because she's kind to him. Yeah. So, and they're going to find her out. She's like, you got hit in the chest. I saw you. She's going to expose her and she's going to see the semen leaking down out of that fucking, that cream pie hole. She got that cream pie hole in her fucking chest. I mean, like with the way these movies are with the H.R. Geiger and stuff like that, everything's sexual. Like I have a hard time believing the droid blood isn't sexual too.
Yeah,
it looks like cum, dude. That looked like a fucking gnarly.
Yeah, why have to be white? Come on.
It's just, it looked like two guys like pulled out of her, dude. That hole was fucking gross. But anyway, so yeah, she finds out there she's an alien, and her backstory is okay. This guy gives us a little bit of backstory, like, "Oh wow, you're one of those models. I never thought I'd see one. They recalled you because they didn't like taking orders." It's kind of like the Blade Runner thing. It's like the robots kind of had. He says they're robots made by robots, this second generation, and yeah, I always just filled in the gaps that it was almost like some kind of mutiny, like Blade Runner, where they were defiant and they were too smart for their own good. I guess she's one of them that got out. He makes a point of saying, I heard a few were out there, but never thought I'd meet one. But she found out somehow that they were doing this with Ripley and trying to clone her. How? She somehow got into some protected files. Because logic. I
Yeah.
like how that they just kind of give that. It's just like I asked their database and every like fucking crazy conspiracy, all the information's there. Like, all right, fair enough. You're a robot, whatever. You know what they're doing, fucking light years away. All right. But anyway, they're
I
gonna
looked at
need
that
her.
200-year-old file and I figured you out, Ripley.
Yeah, it's a little self-serving, but I still think everything plugs away pretty nicely. And I think they need her because she's gonna tap into the computer father to like override the systems because they got to blow up the ship. There's not enough power to blow up the ship, so they're gonna crash it into something, and they're gonna use it to get to where they need to get and the doors and all that shit. So it's very convenient that she's here, and she's offline because before that when they did the recall, I guess they desynced them, so they're all offline. She's like, but you can still hook in manually. Here, take off that ugly mole on your wrist and hook in manually. Plug it in your USB, babe. Watch, they're gonna do that. She takes off this fucking skin tag, and there's like a fucking like semen string. Oh, it looks fucking gross, dude.
Oof.
It's like a big whitehead.
Yeah.
Like you pop a zit, dude. That's gnarly looking. Like, let's hide this little function behind a gross skin tag. It's kind of clever, but
They're trying to pull the Cronenberg with the X-Tens. They shove it in their back when they get online.
when did Existence come out though? What year? This
90,
might have beat it.
let me look.
This is 97. It's close, right? It's gonna be. I think this predates it. This predates it.
It might actually.
It does.
99.
Yeah, I knew it did. Because Jude Law, I mean, he was really a fresh star in '97.
Yeah.
He didn't make his name until just a couple years prior. Okay, so we got this guy. He's starting to feel he's got the shit chills, the poop chills. He's like, oh, I'm good. And but obviously they're ready to fucking blast him because they've said they're gonna take him and freeze him. Like, we'll freeze him, we'll put you on ice. That way they can operate you on it and remove it, which hypothetically I think they could do. If they're freezing people, why not? You're freezing everything, you take it out because it's exploding out of the chest what kills him. And you're gonna see that he almost makes it. If it wasn't for that fucking, sellout fucking military guy, they almost made it. And
You ever
but
wonder that in the next 100 years or so, if they're going to freeze prisoners like they did in Demolition Man? Like, you think that'll be a thing?
I always thought that was a great punishment.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I mean, the only crime is all my family lives and dies, and when I wake up, they're gone.
Yeah.
But what if you're like some scummy criminal that has no family or background? All you
Yeah.
get to sleep your sentence away.
Someone put me back in the fridge.
Yeah, you get to sleep your sentence away, and it goes by like that, and you're frozen, so like nobody's gonna like sodomize you, and
Yeah,
kick.
he
No one's
said
gonna.
he said he had thoughts though, and he saw his wife pounding on the ice or the frozen ice.
Yeah, but I still feel like it would just time would be relative. It would go by in a flash, and you have no threat of getting your ass kicked in the yard, getting sodomized in the shower. You're just all frozen. I think that's just too kind. And you get the benefit of waking up in the future where maybe mankind could be better. Maybe they've got cures for cancer and all kinds of stuff. You never know. I
So
just think
you wouldn't eat for 200 years, and you'd probably the shit that you would take after you got out of there, man.
I wonder what that, but
Oh,
but you're frozen. I imagine the shit would just taste like the Taco Bell you ate 200 years ago. It's like,
a frozen taco. Well, I guess it might, but I couldn't imagine, man.
yeah, she is like the female bishop. I mean, obviously they they obviously have different roles to the plot, but yeah, I mean, just like Bishop, she helped save the day, just like Bishop helped save the day at the end of Aliens. Which, in Aliens, it was actually a great twist because we associated at that point the droid with the crook in the first movie, the one with the ulterior motives. He was the plant, so he was bad. So in Aliens, they kind of gave that role to Paul Reiser, a scummy human working for the company, and they made the droid good, which is great because they got to establish a little bit of those trust issues and shit like that with Ripley and Lance Henriksen and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think Winona Ryder is nearly as good an actor or good a character as Lance. Um, not by a long shot.
Okay, so I never saw. Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
No, I was gonna say, Blaine, they actually are putting prisoners in comas.
I
Why?
didn't know that.
Is that true though? Are we just gonna believe stuff I'm reading on the internet here? That just seems like a good like if I got sentenced to 40 years in prison, dude, put me in a coma. Let me sleep it off because you're not gonna see your family anyway. They're because statistically, don't they like stop visiting you after the first year anyway? Like it's just let me sleep through it. Let me like avoid all the trauma because I feel like if I was awake for 40 years, even if I did get out, I'm not gonna be the same person when I get out.
Yeah,
Todd would be coming out dressed like a woman. He'd have a fucking bussy, and he'd be like, he'd have a whole new life, dude. His name would be Tina
I'd be like
or
John
Todd,
Leguizamo and Con Air. Oh, that
or
wasn't him. Never
or
mind.
was it my name is Tanya? Is that
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is on Seinfeld?
Tiny.
Tanya.
Yeah, yeah.
My name is Tanya.
Oh, that's the carpet cleaner guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's Tanya. I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
So, did you ever see Alien Covenant?
I've seen them all.
Okay, so what is your thoughts on Covenant? Because I have never seen Covenant.
Covenant fucking sucks. Look at
Okay.
this. She's kind of playful. Like, you want another souvenir? Pulling out Ron Perlman's tongue, dude. He's probably hard as a rock right now with her dirty fucking clone fingers all over her tongue. Yeah. Anyway, so
Does Covenant take place after Prometheus? Is that what it
yep.
does?
Mhm.
Okay.
But it just totally shits the bed. 100%. Hey, really quick. So she senses that she's near the nest, right? Once
Yeah.
again, they're almost to where they want to go. They're trying to fucking leave and take care of the ship and destroy it. But she senses the nest is nearby. Anyway, so Covenant shits the bed because they set up something very promising with Prometheus. And look at that. They fucking tricked her again, dude. They fucking pulled the
Yeah.
gremlins on her ass. But oh, this is really cool, by the way. You see her sinking into this weird, like, xenomorph goo. It's odd because I guess it kind of implies that they're stacked together, but no, it's like a giant pulsating xeno goo, right? You
Hmm.
see like a couple of weird tails floating
Yeah.
around, but
Yeah.
it's not obviously like a bunch of bodies together. See, it's weird. It's like a giant fucking
Yeah.
alien
Some
starter
Hellraiser
pack.
shit there. Yeah.
It's a cool dude. This is an awesome visual. The visuals in this are fantastic. So you get weird flappy tails, but what is the rest of this made out of? It's really gross. And this is where we're gonna see the alien carrying her. It's just, they don't show you too much, but it's just kind of odd. And like I said, it fits because they're just showing you what they never showed you before, but they had to have been doing this stuff. And they're like, yeah, well, fuck her, she's toast. But anyway, they set up a lot of stuff with Prometheus. Look at them. Sorry, I keep interrupting, but yeah, look, carrying.
Oh yeah.
It's like some. It's interesting, man. Like, what would it be like to be carried by the alien? Wonder what it feels like, dude.
Well.
I never had anybody die before. And she's gonna like just nuzzle, cradle. Ew, just like leaking the drool. The aliens are extra drooly in this too.
They are, man. They're very sticky.
I think it's rad. But yeah, anyway, I'll finish what I was going to say finally. But Prometheus, they set up a lot with it. So with that movie, by the end of the story, it just raised more questions than it answered. And then it ends with Shaw being the last survivor with like what the head of David wasn't it just like his head, Michael Fassbender.
Mm.
And they're going to head to the planet because by the time she has the answers and she's heading to where the engineers came from. And it's like, holy shit, we're really going to crack open this. It was exciting, but Prometheus didn't do particularly great in the box office and they just about faced, man. And like, this is when they were, you had Neil Blomkamp petitioning to revive the franchise where he was going to do the real sequel to 3 and retcon 3 onward. And he's going to do the real sequel to Aliens. And he was going to bring back Michael Biehn and Sigourney Weaver, and he had,
Yeah.
they've released all the art and shit. Concept art of it is really cool. It's basically like, let's just pretend they never died and 3 never happened. And Sigourney Weaver was on board for that. Michael Biehn, of course. I mean, what the fuck is he doing? He was on board. And I have a feeling Fox was into it, but then Ridley Scott, he swung his big dick and was like, no, 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 no. I'll play ball. I'll fucking make an alien movie, but I want to keep my franchise.
Ugh.
Because he was going to make 3 Prometheus. He was going to make a new trilogy, but that got put the kibosh on. But
Yeah.
that's what it felt like. He swept under the rug and fucking took Neil Blomkamp's thunder and made Covenant as like a compromise. I'll continue in a second. So this guy, the chest burkers, this is a great chest burster scene, dude. And he goes bazonkers. Talk about R word strength. This guy gets the R word strength. Watch. And like I said, notice all these close-ups and these Dutch angles they use, dude. It's wild. It really adds to the storytelling, I think. Look at him. He's just like superhuman, dude. He's like flailing around.
That's
And
probably the best. That's probably the best scene in the movie right there.
And I like how he's almost like he's coming, like he goes in the back, like he bashes his head, but when he puts him up against his chest, he's like it's almost like he's blowing his load in his head, dude. Watch. It's cool. Look at this kill. Look, this is kind of cheesy. This is like some Bride of Chucky shit. It's like Bride of Chucky, dude. Like, why was it in his like esophagus and then it came out of his chest?
Yeah.
That's like something they just added in post, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I love it.
this is as messed up as we can. Yeah.
I love this. Beautiful, beautiful butterfly. I think he's great, man.
Yeah, that's Clive Barker shit right there.
Beautiful, beautiful butterfly. He's a great character, man. The Mad Doctor, and I love when this is the gnarliest the cocoons have ever looked. They look really. This nest looks gnarly, dude. And again, I love what they did with the color scheme in this. I'm glad they didn't try and just capture what the other films look like. So we're gonna see the queen in her nest, her habitat, and basically Brad Dourif is giving exposition, but he's telling her right now with the cloning, like I said, just like Ripley is like a mix of the DNA of the alien, she's also a mix as well. So he says here that she's developed a second cycle. So she has a human reproductive system. So clearly she does both, which is weird because clearly it showed her laying the eggs. She has the eggs. But then her second cycle involves giving birth like a human, which is kind of odd how she can do both. And you've got this big fucking sack she's going to push out. And she's in labor. I think this scene is creepy. It's gross. And it's powerful, dude. Because that alien, you buy it, dude. Give that animatronic alien a fucking Oscar, dude. She's in pain.
So when she has her period, does that go
There's
through?
There's like the puss, dude.
Is that like acid too?
Oh, I don't know, man. Look at that fucking look. A beautiful, beautiful butterfly. I love it. Yeah, she's like, that's like the placenta, dude. So you have to eat that, right? You got to eat all that fucking Cadbury egg filling, dude. It looks like pecan pie filling, dude.
Oh,
Doesn't it?
I don't like pecan pie. No, I don't love it, Blaine.
And look at this. Look, I think this design is awesome. It's bizarre.
The second half's a lot better than the first half, I'll tell you that, but it's still not great.
But look at this design. Look at this animatronic is awesome. Beautiful, beautiful butterfly. I'm gonna keep saying that. Butterfly. I love it. But this is crazy. So she's almost like a mother. It turns around and it thinks Ripley's the mom. I don't know if that's because of the instinct, the clone, or if it's because that's who she saw first.
Just tricked by the clone.
Look, I love how it's just look. The mother's like, "Oh, my baby, come here," and he sniffs her and he bashes her fucking head off. This is awesome, dude. That thing is straight up creepy, dude. So yeah, I don't know if it's because instinctively it senses, Ripley is the real mother because they came from her DNA, or if it's because he laid eyes on Ripley first. I don't know if it's that, but he's gonna say that it thinks you're his mother. Yeah, this is a gnarly design, man. I think it's just really tripped out. I think it's really creative, and
Yeah, I'm glad they
it's
didn't overly CGI this stuff. 'Cause this looks
no, this
good.
is all, dude. This is by Tom Woodruff and at least Alec Gillis. These guys are the man, dude, with this shit. So like that's really, really creepy stuff. And I love it. Like she actually kind of bonds with it too. And it's actually kind of sad when she has to kill it. And you could tell you see the look in the eyes of the baby when she doesn't know why her mother fucking is killing her. It's sad, actually. Beautiful
Look at
little
that tongue.
baby. I know. The things that thing could do. It's a girl because it has a pussy. It's got tits and a pussy. It's I don't know if they show it so much with the letterbox here or not, but it's got a fucking gaping gash pussy. It's pretty in a clit.
Did you pause that when you were younger?
No, it's fucking gnarly, dude. Like I think to be a person, look at that. That's awesome. Oh, when he does that, he lets out a Charles Lee Ray scream. No! And it sounds just like Chucky. It's like, oh, it's crazy. This shit looks like Zone of the Enders. You ever play that game? No.
No, I haven't.
I'm not even going into Romulus and expecting it to be better than this. I just want to have a good time. I just want to have a good time. That's
You
it.
think they'll have a hive in that?
I'm trying to think. Has there been a queen? Well, not every. The first movie didn't have a queen. I don't know. I don't know.
'Cause that's
Well, I'll
definitely
find.
the best part in this movie.
Well, it's the best part in the Aliens too, when she's got the
Yeah.
hive and she just. No, the best part of Aliens is after the hive when there's the final showdown between the queen and she breaks free from her sack, and it's just like on that's an insane sequence. But this thing just kind of feels like Dead Space or like a Resident Evil game. Like this thing looks straight out of Resident Evil. This creature, this final creature, and it kind of reminds me of like the Tyrant battle. Like that's straight out of Fifth Element, by the way.
Yeah.
That shot literally looks like Fifth Element shit, which is another movie of the day. Which
And I'm not a big fan of Fifth Element. I know
I
you
like
like
Fifth
it,
Element.
but
Yeah, I like Fifth Element. Yeah, I get that a lot. That's also a trailer moment as well.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't think any of these guys are pilots and they're struggling. He's like, "Hey man, Ripley's back." He like likes her now. Yeah, but this kind of gives me vibes of like the Tyrant. It feels like a Resident Evil game, just the way it's all paced out. And then there's gonna be the final battle with the Tyrant, and and then she's got to like do the thing where she kills it. Remember Austin Powers pissing? What is that from? I don't. But what does that have to do?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. So I can't remember. Let's see. I think that so the alien, so the baby alien is gonna fucking attack Winona Ryder, and you have this moment where Sigourney Weaver Ripley gets to step into that mother role, and she's like, "Put her down," and it like does what? First of all, it understands English. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're smart, right, Aaron?
Yeah, they're really smart. I mean, this thing came out like ready to fuck and ready to party. This thing's like fully grown, dude. Look, and it shuts the door, dude. Like it's really smart. Like you're not going nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she has a concept that they're trying to escape and everything. Like, no, not on my watch.
It learned English pretty quick too, yeah, like you're saying.
It's possible that like it just sensed the tone that its mother was giving him, the put it down tone. But she doesn't do the because you don't need to know. If you do put it
Yeah.
down, she just says put her down or whatever, and she's like, oh shucks. Okay, so they've successfully escaped from the main ship and their pod ship, their escape ship. But just like every other alien movie, the final baddie alien is on that ship with them. And just like they kind of do the same thing all the time. It's like, what are you going to do with an alien? You have to blast it out into space. What else can you do with it? But they kind of do it in a clever way in this. Look at that. It's kind of cute when you look at it like that. I love that. I love that when she's like giving her the puppy dog eyes, and she almost for a second like, oh, then it's like, oh. I love it because it can't control its emotions. You know, it to me, the way this creature acts is an extension of Ripley, where it's half human, half monster, right? Because it goes in the blink of an eye from like sad, innocent baby puppy dog eyes to vicious fucking beast. And I think it's all intentional. And that's an awesome kill, dude. Just straight up crushed his head, dude. And look, it's just like a kid. It's curious, right? Ugh, like what's that
I'm
do?
not saying the kills aren't good in this movie. I'm just, it's too goofy, man.
Hey, what's up, Kelly? Long time no see.
Hey, Kelly, what's going on?
Watching Alien Resurrection, having a good time.
Have you seen
We're
this
at
one,
the end.
Kelly?
Ripley! I've never seen a more helpless cripple. Ripley! Where you going, Ripley?
Well, the guy just had acid thrown in his face or his ear, dude, and his legs.
Yeah, I know, and I don't think he took it like a man enough.
Oh, God.
I love this dude. Like he just crushed that other guy's head, and look, he's curious. So like a child, she's like playing with her head, like, oh, so I knew what happened last time. I squashed him like a grape, and it's putting the finger in the
In the
wound, dude.
holes. Yeah,
Like
in the hole.
that's so funny. But see, that's the part that kills me. Look at that. Oh, mama.
Those
When
eyes look ridiculous, dude.
I think it looks great. I think it looks so
Ugh.
good because it's half human. But when he put her fingers, you can barely see it, but there's a pussy there. When she puts her fingers in the hole of the droid, she reacts like in pain, like ah. So I guess we're just to assume that this model feels pain.
I mean,
Why was I programmed to feel pain? It's like in The Simpsons.
I know now why you cry, right?
Okay, so she sees this little opening, and she's gonna do the best she can to kill an alien the only way she knows how to. She's gonna take her blood, she's gonna flick it on the glass while she's it's kind of sad because she's distracting her baby before she puts a pillow over its face and smothers it. It's like killing baby Hitler. It's for the greater good because they can't go back to Earth with any of this shit too, especially. Oh, I think it seems awesome, dude. And when the alien finds out it's been betrayed, like, Mom, how could you? I love this the scream it lets out. It is like Daddy's all better. Daddy's all better. It's dude, it's uncomfortable. I think it's unsettling when you watch this thing get torn because they sell it as a kid. I think. Oh, that jelly, dude, coming out of that hole.
Really makes you tear up in this scene.
Look at that. You don't think so? I think it's sad, dude. Because it's like a kid. It's genuinely, I think, confused, and I don't even know if it knows any better that it was killing, like squashing the heads. It's just a kid, dude. And then like all it knows is, hey, my mom, who I was just hugging, she is fucking putting me through this pain right now. Look, oh no, I think that looks cool. Look, that screaming is fucking disturbing, and she's sad. Look at that. Oh. It's cool, man.
No,
And
that's cool special
you're gonna
effects.
see it turn into the skull, dude?
Yeah.
I buy it, dude. I think it's sad. I think they do a good job. I mean, emoting and acting and, I don't know, man. I'm all for it. So they're very close to Earth. Like, literally, I think they were, like, 30 minutes or something from Earth. Yeah, I think it's depressing. Kelly says, I keep remembering a scene of a female humanoid biting off a man's finger and it flew into a fish tank. Is that from an alien horror movie? Because I don't know if it was. Is that like Species or something?
It
Or is
might be.
that
That sounds familiar, Kelly. I
yeah,
don't
it
know.
sounds very familiar. Is it like Species or is that actually maybe like Prometheus? I don't know. I can't quite remember. regardless, this is a very much superior movie. Species is not a good movie.
Yeah, I never got into Species either.
And that's one of the many pieces of dog shit Sir Ben Kingsley, I think, was in. Because Ben Kingsley, it's like, I know he was Gandhi, but then he like just took every job they threw at him after Gandhi, and
How
he made
many
some
Species movies do they make? Like 2 or
at
3?
least three. There's at least three
Jeez.
with Natasha Henstridge. I mean, she was a babe.
Yeah.
She, that was
She was
her.
very popular back in the day.
But that's where she kind of stalled though in those types
Yeah.
of things. Look at that. So this is you get to see Earth a little bit in Aliens because when Ripley's in the hospital and shit like that before she goes back with the Colonial Marines. But this is like the first time you really get to see them like a scenery. They're looking out the windows. They're now in Earth's atmosphere. Ripley looks like AI Danzig there. Looks really weird.
Yeah.
Like, look at that look on her face. It looks like Danzig
It
straight
does.
up.
Yeah.
This looks like the Pure Mood CD. I'm waiting for that Indian to go,
Yeah. Or
I like
turn
how
into
Ron
some stuff,
Perlman discovered his sexuality right now.
Yeah.
Out with the guy, dude.
Gosh.
But yeah, so the extended this is basically where the movie ends. They're just pontificating because, like, what's it like? And Ripley's like, I don't know, I'm a stranger here myself, which is funny because I think it has a dual meaning. This version of Ripley literally has never been on Earth, but she has the memories of Ripley, and literally, like, she hasn't been on Earth in fucking hundreds and hundreds of years, technically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, she probably doesn't know what it's like. I do wonder. She doesn't know what it's like to go to McDonald's, dude. I like how she got over her dead kid and the aliens really fast.
That was pretty quick. Yeah.
Aliens, it makes sense. She finds the surrogate Newt, right? But it's just like all this stuff to her is like days because alien, she goes to sleep in cryo, she wakes up, you've been away for 57 years. And then aliens goes on. Aliens is I don't know how long that's supposed to last, not that long a time. And then she goes back into cryo sleep and she wakes up at Alien 3 on the prison colony. And in her mind, she's been sleeping so much. Literally, last Tuesday was Alien 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And then she wakes up and it's Alien. Now it's like fucking 3 days later. Now I'm in Alien 3. Like, for her, I know all this time's passing between the movies releasing for the viewer and just in real time in the movie universe. But to Ripley, she is fucking just every day is a fucking new like square off with an alien. Like she's sleeping the whole time. And then same thing here. I imagine she's cloned, but when she develops her memories and shit like that, the last thing she probably remembers is probably dying in Alien 3. And I don't know, you'd think she would remember her daughter. Like, my daughter I found out my daughter died like a day ago. You know what I mean? I don't know. Interesting stuff to think about. But Kelly, when I was a kid, me and my friends used to watch the movie It, and a scene showed a dead body hanging upside down in a closet. Do you remember which movie was that? Wait, that was an It? Hold on. My kid watched the movie It, and a scene showed a dead body hanging upside down in a closet. But then you're asking, what do I remember which movie that was? Was it? I don't think that sounds like It. You know what that sounds like? Didn't they do that in Halloween? One of the Halloween movies, like where the body flips from the closet and you open up the door, or is that like Child's Play 2? Does he do that with like Phil's body or
He
something?
might have. I can't remember because I don't remember it in Stephen King's It. Do you?
No, it's not. I don't think that's it. But yeah. Anyway,
Unless it's the
so
newer one. Could be the newer one. I don't remember the newer one.
well, that movie's not that old. She said when she was a kid. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I don't know how old she is, but um, so what are your honest thoughts of this movie? I mean, it was your honest critique, your rating, your pros and cons.
Cons would be I'm not a fan of the actors. The special effects were cool, and there's some cool scenes like the hive is the best part in the film, and I mean the practical effects. They had some good practical effects. Their CGI wasn't terrible. I'll give you that. I would probably give it a 5.5, 6 out of 10 because I think it's. I mean, those parts are solid enough where I could watch it again, but the overall everything else, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. I mean, but the gore is good. I'll give them that.
I accept the 90s cheese of it. It's just it falls in line with every other movie that came out around this time. It reminds me of fucking Soldier with Kurt Russell.
I like
It's just
Soldier. See, if I would have saw this back in the 90s, I remembered it back in the 90s, I probably would like it a lot more. I'll give you that. But
but I think the story is really good. I think Josh Whedon's script is really good. Uh like I said, it's kind of a what about scenario, right? I think it literally stands on its own. I don't consider it part of the even though it's got Sigourney Weaver in its last movie with Sigourney Weaver, it still feels separate from the core trilogy. It feels like its
yeah,
own
it
thing
does. It
where
does.
like a choose your own
Adventure.
adventure, right? Like,
Uh,
here's this is a fun what if. That's just kind of what it feels like. And I don't know. I know Romulus takes place in between Alien 1 and 2, which I said in my video speculating that. I think that's kind of a ballsy move. I think it's a bit of an easy move, right? To get fans in there. Like we gotta tie it to we gotta show them we're trying to be serious. But I would like to think, even though I'm watching a movie that's sandwiched between 1 and 2, that it doesn't take place in a universe where Ripley's later gonna be cloned. I think for what it is, it's a cool story. I think the characters are great. I think you're nuts. I think they're fun. I think it's got great one-liners. Ron Perlman's really funny. I don't think Winona Ryder's a good actress. I don't think she's particularly caring about being in this film, but it doesn't hurt the film for me at all. The gore is great. The special effects are great. Hugely important. I think the pacing is fantastic. The pacing of this movie is wonderful. I think
yeah, I'll give it that. It's not. Yeah, it's
It
quick.
it it never bores you. It goes
Yeah.
by. It's like an hour and 49 minutes, so it's not like 90 minutes, but it goes by. It goes by real fast. And that also goes to show, like, this movie could have been 10 minutes longer and you would have felt it maybe, but it knows how it needed to be. Um, yeah, I think it's really, really good. And yeah, Blaine, are you saying you saw it? Did you see the movie? Because I think it's out for some people. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my expectations low. Did anybody I'm very can I get a roll call here? Did anybody watch my 5 films you should watch before seeing Alien Romulus? Because I talk about this. I know Todd did. I worked hard on that. I love that video. Check it out. But I talk about it. I'm going into it low
You have some bangers in there, man. Yeah, yeah, definitely should watch that.
and I'm not gonna go into it thinking it's gonna be amazing because that's gonna set myself up for failure, man, every time. And like I've gone on record with saying, I don't even want it to be better than the first two. I don't even give a shit if it I don't want it. I just want a fun popcorn
It's
movie.
not gonna be better than the first 2.
No,
That's
it's
for sure.
not. That's an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily think it has to be better than this. Like, this is fun. I just wanna go to the theater, eat popcorn, and see a fun alien movie. Because Covenant's not fun. Covenant is just like a horror movie.
That's the one
It
I haven't seen.
it's mindless. It's a mindless horror movie. Like I said, I got off topic, but when Neil Blomkamp was gaining some steam about getting Fox to pick up his proposed sequel to Aliens, and Ridley, I think, felt threatened because his trilogy was in jeopardy. He swung his big dick and he made a compromise. He's like, fine, I'll make you an aliens movie. And it was kind of a sequel to Prometheus. He called it Alien Covenant. He put alien in the title and he brought back the xenomorphs. Because before that, he walked that back quick because he was talking about there's no xenomorphs. We're exploring this is a totally separate thing than Alien. It's kind of universe building. He walked it back. It's like, nope, this movie's just tons of xenomorphs. It's a tons of xenomorphs that we're going to like a planet of xenomorphs, and they kill off Shaw off screen because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the end of Prometheus is Shaw going with David's head to the planet. She found out where the edge, and it's like, oh man, I want to see what happens. Shit, and they even end it with like that xenomorph, like weird hybrid coming out. It's like, oh wow, and then nope, the next movie comes. It's a whole different crew, and they find David on another planet, and David created the xenomorphs. They just write in, yep, David created them. Fuck the engineers. Like, what? David created them? Like, but we already saw the carvings and shit and the hieroglyphs in the first. It makes no sense. And he just describes like, yeah, I killed Shaw. She's dead. Okay, great. It's a train wreck, dude. And it's just a mindless slasher. You have Danny McBride in there too as the ship pilot. And he's not
Oh,
even trying. he's not even funny. He doesn't add like he's not even being comical
Which I
relief.
do like Danny McBride, but not in that role.
And it just becomes a mindless slasher, which you think would be good, but all the aliens are CGI, dude.
Yeah.
And it ruins it. It's like, dude, if they were at least practical, maybe I could enjoy it. But literally, they have like a girl in the shower kill. It's like we're really doing this mindless slasher stuff on the
Well,
ship.
they're talking no green screen in this. I mean, not or
No
obvious green
CGI.
screen.
But
So,
Fetty
yeah.
Alvarez, I'm gonna gauge my expectations. I don't even care if there is a little bit because Fetty Alvarez is also the guy that said Evil Dead remake had no CGI. And then when I went and saw that fucking movie in the theaters, in the first scene,
Yeah, yeah, it did.
there is
Yeah.
CGI. There's a woman getting lit, a deadite woman getting lit on fire, and it looks like Casper. I'm
Yeah,
watching fucking Casper.
that was obvious. So hopefully he stepped up his game a little bit.
But I'm saying I don't trust people. It sounds like marketing bullshit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what a girl tells you she doesn't wear makeup, but she's doing the no makeup look. I'm okay with that. As long as you use CGI well and it's hidden well and
Yeah, yeah.
it's fine. Like, don't lie to me and say you're not wearing makeup. Like,
Yeah.
because you're wearing makeup. It's just, Anyway, this is Human Place. What's up, bro? I don't think you were chatting earlier
He
in the
was popped
comment.
in earlier, I
Oh,
think.
did you?
Yeah.
Winona Ryder's character is very, very whiny. Yeah, she
Yeah.
needs to be punished, right?
She's the
Right.
worst actor in the movie.
Anyway, I enjoyed doing this flick, and I'm very like I said, I'm trying to gauge my expectations, but this is a big event, man. This is possibly the eve of a good alien movie, but we'll see. But guys, if you're here in the chat, keep an eye out for my review. It's going to come tomorrow evening. I'm going to go see it at 6 p.m. my time in Arizona, and hell, it's going to be up there for you if you're not even watching live today. So check it out, and you'll get my raw, immediate thoughts. And then I have plans to also, once I see Romulus, to do a full ranking video that
Hmm.
I'm gonna take a lot of pride and joy in because I will put a lot of thought into it because I love this series for better or worse. But that's it. Guys, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to leave a comment. I think that's more important than anything is
Yeah.
commenting on the vids. Um, and subscribe. If you're new, please subscribe. Please clap. Check out all the commentaries we have. We've been around for many, many years. If you're new here, we literally have hundreds of those, and we've got well over 1,000 videos, plenty to enjoy. And
We
if you
got one
guys
coming
aren't
up
aware,
Friday.
oh yeah, in 2 days we are recording Haunted Ween, shot on video, trash treasure, however you want to interpret it. I'm looking forward to it. I have to watch it tonight or
Aaron's
tomorrow.
been talking about this movie for how long now, and I've never seen it.
I Mandela affected it.
Yeah.
I meant because I'm like, did this movie not exist? Because I was like, I know this movie exists, and I tried because I couldn't find it. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's this movie. I swear. I remember even like years ago, Zach was like, yeah, sure, buddy. Like it's there. I swear. And it turns out it was shot on video in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I rented it in Kentucky in a small town. It was just circulating locally in the area, and now it's just gotten some shot on video buzz. And now, like I think Vinegar Syndrome or someone put it out, but
I'm looking forward to
now
seeing it too. I've never seen it, so
it's out there. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight.
I'll
And
watch it
again,
before.
that
Yeah.
movie is on YouTube with no ads, so that'll be easy for you guys to watch along. And if you even want to watch it in advance, Haunted Ween, check it out. But that's it. Guys, also keep in mind, we are in prison. We are in YouTube prison. We are demonetized, shame, until October. So if you guys do want to help us out, we do have a Patreon link below. Otherwise, your likes, your comments, and all that stuff is much, much appreciated. That's it. See you Friday. Tune in 10:30 Central Time.
See you then.
Bye.